I'm Pam Wiznitzer, a mixologist and beverage professional who's been crafting drinks for nearly 20 years. Have you ever made a cocktail at the circus? Or perhaps at 30,000 feet in the air? Because I have, and I happen to have a master's degree in spirits. But here's the secret. To mix a great drink, you don't need any of that. I'll show you how to make the classics right at home, and then we'll give them a twist. And you never know who might stop by the bar. Stick with me and you'll be a bar whiz in no time. Do you like margaritas?
I do. Spicy.
Spicy margarita. What is your ideal margarita? How do you make your spicy margarita?
I have someone make it for me.
Oh. What is your perfect margarita?
My perfect margarita is the one that my girlfriend makes, so I don't know what she puts in it specifically, but
Probably puts love in that margarita.
I think that's the key factor, yeah.
Where do you like to drink your margaritas?
Anywhere. You know,
Where?
We're from California, so by the beach.
Oh.
Love that.
Do you like to make with a Blanco tequila, reposado, añejo?
Whatever they serve me.
Whatever you serve.
High end. I've reached the stage of life, only the finest when it comes to margaritas.
Let's make America's favorite drink, the margarita. And we don't actually know the origin story of this cocktail. It's shrouded in a whole lot of mystery. But here's what we do know. The word margarita means daisy. And daisy is actually a style of cocktail. It's a sour style drink that has something sweet, has something sour, and something spirited. And so what we do know is that early in the 1900s, we were really rocking and kicking it here in the United States. We loved having drinks like the sidecar, things with brandy, sour drinks with lemon juice. And it's said that during the time of Prohibition, when things were allocated and we didn't have certain spirits, that's when tequila made its way into the market. So they say it was possible there was a little bit of lime, the triple sec was gonna be the sweetener, and then the tequila itself. Voila, we got the margarita, which always stands as the #1 drink on top of the charts here in the United States consistently year after year after year. With agave being one of the highest and fastest growing categories in the spirits world, it's no doubt that the margarita is a big reason why tequila is such a big seller. So let's make 3 different margarita variations. One being a classic that is tried and true. The second one being something that is of frenzy and trending right now over the past few years. And a third, well, the third is gonna be something that's really special. The classic margarita is made with 3 ingredients: fresh lime juice, a high quality triple sec, and your tequila. Nowadays, there are multiple versions of what a good classic margarita can be. What I want to introduce is a style called a Tommy's margarita, which comes from the San Francisco restaurant Tommy's, which uses agave in place of the triple sec, lime juice, and tequila. Here's the tea. The key to a really good margarita all stems from fresh lime. When you use something store-bought or something that comes from a bottle that's been sitting on a shelf for a long time, you're never gonna have the freshness that really comes from squeezing your own limes. It takes 2 seconds to squeeze a lime. I always suggest a hand juicer. If you are making multiple margaritas for lots of people, do this prep work ahead of time. Squeeze the juice. It should only take you a few minutes. If you're just making it for yourself, squeeze it right before you need it. Before you're gonna use your lime juice, if you wanna get this particular, you can fine strain out for any pulp. I like to place it into a side bottle just to hold it for ease of making cocktails. When building a margarita, we're gonna start from the least expensive ingredient to the most expensive ingredient. That way we're not wasting the good stuff in case we mess up. The build of this cocktail is gonna be 1/2, 1, 2. And I kinda like that because you're always doubling the ingredient to the next, so it's pretty easy to remember. We're gonna start with our sweetener. Remember, 3 S's: sweet, sour, spirit. We're gonna do 1/2 ounce of agave nectar. If you're somebody who knows that you like your margaritas a little bit sweeter, you can go up to 0.75 ounces. But remember, there's no dilution in this, so it's gonna be very concentrated in sweetness. Always pull back on the sweetness, do less, then you can add more. Next, we've got our lime juice. We're gonna do 1 ounce of this into the cocktail. We like a lot of lime juice because the tartness is really what makes a margarita pop. The main ingredient is going to be tequila. Blanco tequila or silver tequila is what's usually used for a regular or original margarita. Today I'm using a newer product to market. It's the Herradura Blanco, and why I love it is because it comes in at 46%. And a lot of tequilas that you have out there are between 40 to 42%. And I kind of love that this has a bit higher of a proof level because it performs a little better in a drink. It really stands up, really shines, and you get more of those agave notes and flavors. I really love using high quality tequilas. Remember, the better the quality of the ingredient you put into your drink, the better it's gonna taste at the end. So make sure that you're using 100% Blue Weber agave tequila. If it doesn't say 100%, chuck it. It's not real tequila, okay? Don't make yourself sick over it. We're gonna be using 2 ounces of this. And we're gonna place that into our shaker. If you plan to rim your glass with salt, it's important to do this before you shake the drink. Remember, after you shake a cocktail, it starts to die, technically. It's diluted, it's over ice, and you wanna get it into the glass as soon as possible. So do all of your prep work before you shake the drink. There are a few ways that you can get the stickiness on the outside of the glass. I'm a big believer in just using the lime juice, the limes if you can. Easiest way to do it is to cut a lime in half. You're gonna look for the center of the fruit, as you can see down here. You're gonna place the glass directly into the center of the lime. See that, just like that? And then press down with a little bit of firmness and roll. And when you do that, go back and forth at least 3 times, you will have about a 1 inch or just less than 1 inch of juice that you're placing on that rim. Me personally, I kind of like half a rim. I think it's really aggressive to just serve a full rim, especially if you don't know if your guest likes a full rim of salt. Half rim is so much easier because it works for everybody. After you've put the juice on there, take your glass and roll it in the salt. Don't do it too forcefully, just give it a nice light roll back and forth. And then before you take it off the plate, give it a little pat, not because it's bad, just to get the excess salt off, all right? And when you're done, you're gonna have this beautiful, perfect salt rim. And the best part about doing it this way, instead of placing it in a glob of sweetness and then globbing it into the salt, is number one, you're not gonna get excess liquid into the salt. And number two, you don't have any salt on the inside of your glass, which then will touch your drink. And we don't need that excess salinity. We need it as the garnish to drink as we sip that perfect cocktail. The original Tommy's margaritas were actually thrown into a blender with ice, but not blended. They then took the blender, shake it, and then poured it into your glass. And if you go to Tommy's today, they still serve it that way. But for the ease and purpose of today, we're actually just going to shake it in our own shaker right here. As I've taught before, ice the glass at the same time that you're going to ice your shaker. All right, let's press down. Make sure we've got a really good seal. And the magic of the margarita is always in the shaking. When it's nice and frosted over, sometimes I say you should make a smiley face into your shaker. That's when you're gonna wanna crack it open. Beautiful. All right, let's take our glass, it's ready to pour. And we're going to strain this cocktail. What I love most about a perfect margarita like this, especially Tommy's margarita, is that like light yellow, light greenish pale color. That is a perfect margarita. And here we've got our lime wedge. Let's place it at the corner and you're ready for your first sip. Honestly, I don't think there's a time of day that's a bad time of day for a margarita. So we should dive into this right now. That is it. That is the balance. The agave isn't too overpowering. The lime is so good. It just makes your mouth like pucker. It's fabulous. And the Blanco tequila and those agave notes, the green notes, they incorporate so beautifully in this. And the kosher salt on the side, I mean, this really has every single part of your palate going, every single flavor zone. This is a hit every single time. This classic is really great, but what time is it? It's time to spice things up. No doubt, the spicy margarita and spicy drinks in general is such a huge trend and craze across America. There are numerous ways that you can incorporate spice into your margaritas, lots of techniques and tactics. We have a few here that we'd like to show you, and I have a few surefire ways to make sure that your spice is consistent and delicious. The most commonplace way that you're gonna see spice integrated into a spicy margarita is with muddled jalapeno or muddled pepper. That works really well. The one thing I'll say is that jalapenos and peppers, they change their spiciness levels all throughout the year. So you have to get really careful because you don't know if you're gonna be adding too much spice, not enough spice, and just biting into one. Well, not everybody can do that. It's not for the faint of heart. There are some ways that you can ensure that you have the perfect spice level. If you are looking to integrate spice into your drink, you can always infuse a spirit. You can infuse a tequila, but I actually like to infuse the triple sec. Reason being is that you use less of it in a drink and you can kind of let it linger a lot longer in the triple sec because the sweetness will play really well with the spiciness. I highly encourage you to take a jalapeno. You could even sometimes use a habanero, but be cautious. And you're gonna cut it up with the seeds, place it in with your triple sec, let it sit for at least 12 hours, give it a swirl, a taste, and if you like the spice level, pull it out. If not, let it stay for another 12 hours. In this day and age, we are blessed in the bar world to have so many other options out there. We have some new products to market like a spicy triple sec. This new one by Misguided, absolutely fire. It's one of my favorite things that I've tasted in a while, and I wanted to use it today to show you how you can make that consistently beautiful margarita with spice. Just like the original margarita, we're making sure that we have our sweet, our sour, and our spirit. Here we're gonna balance out the triple sec with the lime juice because they're gonna be a bit more on par with each other because of the sweetness level and the sour. So, as always, let's start with our least expensive ingredient. We're gonna start with that lime juice, and it's coming in at 0.75 ounces. If you like your margaritas a bit more tart, bump it up to an ounce. As I stated before, this is a spicy triple sec, so it's great because it's gonna add the sweetness and the spice simultaneously. This does have a lot of heat on it, so we are going to start it at just 0.75 ounces. Again, if you're someone who wants a teeny bit more sweetness and you're like, I love spice, take it up to an ounce. A lot of traditional spicy margaritas use Blanco tequila, but in this instance, I do like to take it up to a reposado tequila. A reposado is a tequila that's aged in barrels anywhere between 1 month to 1 year. Reposado means rested. And I do enjoy the fact that we get some of the notes from the oak barrels that are gonna be going on in this cocktail. And it can stand up next to the heat and the extremities, sometimes a bit more than the Blanco, which could fade away because of the other flavors that are in the drink. We're gonna do 2 ounces of this into our cocktail. Here's the other thing about aged spirits. Not all of them look the same color because it has to do with the amount of time it's rested in barrels. Mijenta Reposado tequila spends a bit more time in barrels, which is why it's darker in comparison sometimes to other Reposado tequilas. Here's a fun trick. If you're making a spicy margarita and you're not sure if you like the spice level, maybe it's too spicy, maybe it's not spicy enough, you can always give it a stir and a bit of a taste beforehand to see if it's exactly where you want it to be. So before we shake up this cocktail, I want to get our glassware ready with a really special rim that's going to amplify what's in the cocktail shaker. So this is a Pam Wiz trick. When I serve spicy margaritas, I think a lot of the fun isn't just what's in the cocktail itself, but I think it's also what's on the rim of the glass. And you don't just have to do salt. I like to use pink Himalayan sea salt, our sugar, both coming in at 1 tablespoon. We've got our cayenne pepper and our ground up pink peppercorn. Both of them are coming in at 1 teaspoon. And this is the perfect ratio. I've never served a cocktail with this rim where people just don't go crazy about it. And then you're gonna start stirring it together. So, give it a stir. And really mix it together. If you don't wanna stir it on the plate, I actually suggest taking it to a baggie and putting it in there and then just shaking it about. The other fun part about this mixture is that you can make a large quantity of it and then place it back into a spice jar and you can just keep it at home as your personal spice mix. So once you make it, don't get rid of it. Bag it back up or bottle it back up and place it on your spice rack. We've already learned how to rim the glass, so let's use that same technique and let's get the rim onto the glass. So we're gonna take our lime, get that rim going, and we're going to roll it into the salt and spice mixture. I also love it because it adds a nice definition of color to the drink. It's always fun to bring in lots of different colors, makes it aesthetically pleasing. People get really excited. It's a conversation starter. They're like, what is on the side of that glass? As we said before, we like to ice the glass at the same time that we ice the tin. And let's shake. What? I did it. Awesome. And you'll see that the spicy triple sec gives it a little bit of a different color than if it was just a regular margarita, right? It's got a little bit of like pink hues going on in there. It's up to you if you like to add a garnish. I don't always think you have to throw a pepper in there. To me, this rim is doing all of the justice of this drink. It's offering the garnish, the aesthetics, and it complements the color really nicely. Well, enough talking, let's give it a try. I love this. Sometimes margaritas can skew a bit too sweet. I love this triple sec because the spice level is so prominent. The sweetness is a little bit less intense than sometimes when you use agave. That fresh lime pops. The reposado really rounds out the drink. But the star of the show is really the rim. The rim is bringing it all together. The pops of the flavor, that pink peppercorn. This is fire. Or they say fuego. We can make another margarita variation, but instead I kind of want to take us to a cocktail that oftentimes is unbalanced and served too sweet. But I think we can make it in the style of a margarita. I think it's time to get a little bit loco. What in the Walter White is all of this? Okay, I know, of course, because we're gonna make an acid-adjusted tequila sunrise. We're taking that drink that you all love, but we're gonna make it balanced for the first time ever. It's great, it's got orange juice, it's got sunken grenadine, tequila, but the problem is that orange juice isn't acidic enough to hold up in that drink. But if we think about a margarita and the ratios that it has, we can use that orange juice, acid adjusted enough to make it kind of taste like lime juice, have a homemade grenadine, and have a whole new spin on this classic cocktail. First things first, acid adjusted orange juice. Using things like citric acid and malic acid are not scary at all. They're really easy, you can buy it on any platform, Amazon, you can get it at some local stores, and they stay shelf stable. It's great, especially in a pinch. If you want to make a margarita and you don't have lime or lemon juice, you can always acid adjust your orange juice to play the same role in the drink. This is one of those situations where I actually encourage you to use a store-bought orange juice for consistency's sake. If you'd like to squeeze your own, go for it. But I actually enjoy getting it from the local store and using juice that way. It just works really well. We are going to use 2 cups of orange juice. 16 ounces. 16 ounces, great. If you have a very pulpy orange juice, I'm going to encourage you to strain out that pulp. To properly acid adjust a juice, you're gonna need a gram scale. There's no way around it. This isn't a teaspoon or tablespoon situation. This has to do by volume and by weight. I suggest that you have little bowls. When you are gonna use a gram scale, make sure that you place it on top of the scale and you're gonna see a number for the bowl. Make sure you press the thing that says tare here, or tar, depending what part of the country you're in, and it's gonna level it out to 0. We have 2 different types of acid that we're using here. When you're trying to achieve the acidity of lime juice, you're gonna need both malic acid and citric acid. Citric acid kind of gets your juice to a lemon juice acidity, and the malic acid's gonna add that additional tartness. For 2 cups of juice, you're gonna be adding 11 grams of malic acid. And don't be scared that it looks like a lot. Perfect, 11. Definitely do slow spoonfuls. And if you do too much, just place it right back into the container. Next, we're gonna be adding citric acid. The citric acid, we're gonna have a bit more than the malic. We're gonna do 16 grams of that. Ooh, I almost hit it. Nailed it. Here's the really thrilling part. We are gonna stir. And stirring with enough time is going to just incorporate both of those acids in there. During this time, I do encourage you to take a moment once you stir this for about 30 seconds to 45 seconds to then taste it. I want you to taste the acidity level. If it's too acidic for you, you can lengthen it with a bit of orange juice and that'll level it out. If it's not acidic enough, you can add a little bit more citric acid or malic acid. Remember, if you're looking for that sharpness, you're gonna wanna use the malic acid. But if you need a little bit more of an increase, I would highly suggest the citric acid. When you're tasting, also never touch the spoon or the utensil to your skin or to wherever you're going to make contact. That way it's still ready to go that you can place it into the juice itself while you're stirring. Woo! That tastes like lime juice. That's awesome. And it's so fun because it has a texture of orange juice. You know, orange juice has a bit more of viscosity, has a texture, but it tastes the whole acidity of a lime. This is done, we're gonna put it to the side. Traditional tequila sunrises are made with grenadine, and no, we're not talking about that red stuff that comes in a bottle. That's not grenadine. Grenadine is a traditional syrup that it's made with merely pomegranate juice and sugar. And my fun hack is that you can make all of your syrups in the blender. I pre-measured out 1 cup of sugar. We're gonna dump that into the blender. Bam. And then we're gonna get our pomegranate juice. 100% pomegranate juice works best. We're gonna do an entire cup of that, 8 ounces, and pour that in. Yes. And that's gonna give us a deep red color that we love in a tequila sunrise instead of that like bright red fake stuff. Safety first, seal and secure. Let's get our blender ready to go on, and let's start it on low. Pump up the volume, pump up the volume. Aha. In the blender, this is heating up the sugar, which is going to melt it just the same way as it would on a stovetop. It's whipping up the syrup together, and it takes so much less time. The best part is you can kind of feel it on the side to see when it's heating up, and you'll know that everything is going to be melted together and ready to go. All blenders are a bit different. We're using a Vitamix here, and a Vitamix is a very powerful, really amazing blender, so it blends a little bit faster than some other ones. So definitely know what you're using first before you go and you make your syrup. You're gonna have bartenders around the world feel very differently about syrup making preparations. And I know that there are some people who say never to put in a blender, they don't want that aeration, and that's okay. We have different styles. But me, I'm here for the home consumer to have it really easy and really fast and very accessible. This is one of my favorite hacks right here. And when you're done, you merely pour it into your bottle. Oh, you can see that great texture of the syrup. And it will be ready to go. We're gonna let the air separate a little bit more, and then we're gonna be ready to make our cocktail. First, I wanna get our glass ready. Like I showed you before, there are many ways that we can add a rim to the glass, but I wanted to show you something a little more stylistic and another way to apply the salt. This is our agave nectar, and this is a paintbrush. I use this only for my cocktails. I do keep it separate. It's a culinary brush. We're gonna take a very, very, very thin layer of agave, and we're gonna place it, like a rectangle actually, down the side of the glass. I also like using agave when I'm using larger salt like I'm about to because it sticks better. Like we did before, I'm gonna take it to this black lava salt, and I'm gonna roll it. There are so many different types of salts on the market, and I really love different styles, textures, and colors to add a little pop to the cocktail. If your arms are tired from shaking other margaritas, fear not, because we're not shaking anything here. This is a built style cocktail, just like a traditional tequila sunrise. We are gonna start with our least expensive ingredient, and we're gonna start with that acid-adjusted orange juice. We're coming in at a full ounce of that into the glass. Next, we're actually moving to our tequila. So we're using the La Gritona Reposado tequila. Just like some other cocktails that we made, when there are more flavors and more things happening, you can use a more robust, flavored, enhanced spirit. And so this one is rested again in barrels, a little less time, so it's not as intense as the Mijenta. And we're gonna use 2 ounces of that into this cocktail. The next step is gonna be adding our ice into the glass. Because this is a special cocktail, I'm gonna use a larger ice cube here. And then comes the fun part of this cocktail. Just like a tequila sunrise, we're going to wanna sink that grenadine to the bottom of the cocktail. And the way to do that is by slowly incorporating it down the side of the glass. So we're gonna create a sunset visualization through the process of sinking the grenadine. So 1 ounce of grenadine. And then slowly let it sink to the bottom of the glass. Ooh. And that is going to be your inverted on its head tequila sunrise with an acid-adjusted orange juice. When you serve it, it's beautiful to serve it this way, but I will suggest that you should ask your guests to stir it up ahead of time. So serving it sometimes with an additional garnish that they can swirl around. I kind of love a dehydrated orange. It's a great idea. So you can place it here on the side, and you can use it as a beautiful vehicle to then spin it around to incorporate everything together into your drink. So you're ready to have a sip. I mean, that's fun. When cocktails are fun, they are at its prime, and I love this. No one's gonna suspect the fact that that orange juice is gonna have such a pucker. And the grenadine is homemade, so it has that depth, that richness, that pomegranate And the agave is there, and the black lava salt with the agave is another really great flavor combination on the side of the glass. This is definitely one of those kind of drinks that you want to serve up when you have all your friends over at your house. God, this would be so much better if I had a friend with me right now. Oh look, it's Aparna Shewakramani from seasons 1 and 2 of Indian Matchmaking, award-winning author, entrepreneur, and my Capricorn friend.
Geez, even I want to date me right now.
I know.
Sounded so good.
This is like probably the best first date. Well, it's not really a first date for us, but best date I could be on.
I know, but it feels like one. This is exactly like a Netflix show.
Yeah, well, cheers.
Next up.
Here's to our friendship, and here's to great drinks.
Yes, to margaritas.
Yes, to margaritas.
Oh, you've done it again.
It's good stuff.
This is perfect.
It's so good, right? It's really nice. It's easy. But it's inverted.
Easy,
it's
like I could make it.
Actually, you'll watch the video and you'll know how to make it, right?
I'm writing it all down because this is great. I would love to put like flavors from my travels in here though.
So tell me, because you travel so much. I think that's something that's so astounding about you. What are some flavors and some dishes that really give you some inspiration when you want to continue eating? You're like, brings you back to that moment.
You know, I was just in Vietnam and Laos and I could feel like the citrus go with like lemongrass or I don't know, the flavors that were in our food there. A cilantro, can you put that in drinks?
Heck yeah, you can put cilantro in drinks. It can muddle in so beautifully. I think a fun story to tell people is that we actually met because I saw you on Indian Matchmaking when it first came out. And I was really taken back by just how incredible you are, smart, strong. You really radiated on the screen to me, but also you always had the best cocktails in every single scene. Like you love cocktails.
If they were gonna make me be on camera with those men, I needed cocktails.
Oh geez. And the thing is, you also are a margarita lover.
Gosh, I'm from Texas. I mean, I have no choice. It was my drink even in high school, I think. Oh, I didn't drink in high school though.
No, absolutely not.
Absolutely.
But it really is like water down in Texas, right? It's like the first things that you drink.
It flows.
Yeah.
It's at every party, it's at every barbecue. We drink it in January, we don't care.
What is your perfect margarita?
Spicy margaritas.
Ooh, and how do you like to incorporate the spice?
I like it when they muddle in the jalapeno and like different kinds of spices in there. Yeah, like some serrano. I mean, I'll let them surprise me.
Speaking of surprises, you ready for a few surprises right now?
I am.
Okay, this is our sleigh trace. We got some snacks for you here, but we also have some questions that we'd love to ask you if you're down for the cause.
Okay.
Ready?
Deep breath. I got
this. All right.
Wait, drink.
Cheers, good luck. And
I'm gonna need
here we go. All right, Bargarita. What's the most questionable drink you've ever had?
Oh, I mean, anything out of those coolers in college.
Oh.
Cooler drinks.
But you
What were they
survived to tell
called?
the tale.
Did I?
Yeah.
Did I?
Yeah, if you're alive and standing.
I
don't
that
know.
Everclear took away the memories though. I don't know.
Wiped it away, right?
I didn't know we were allowed to use that. Isn't that illegal? It should be,
In like 42 out of 50 states it is.
but not Texas.
I'll let you guess the 8 that aren't. Whoop, the big ones. All right, ready? What is the most ridiculous thing you've ever Googled?
Myself. Gotta check on it. You gotta check on yourself. And it feels creepy because you're like, am I a narcissist? Am I paranoid? Why am I Googling myself? But you gotta know.
And what is the funny thing you ever saw when you Googled yourself?
Ooh, my net worth. People think my net worth is $4 to $5 million.
Amazing. Tell me more. And are you single?
Yeah, I'm single and that's not my net worth.
All right. Sweet or savory?
Sweet always. Look at the gummies right in front of me.
Go for it. Sweet gal over here. This is a great question for you. What's your favorite travel destination you visited?
Nothing will ever beat India. I've been there like 30, 40 times and I could go back another 30, 40.
Best part of India and why?
Mumbai, which I still call Bombay and I shouldn't because they changed the name. But for me, it just feels like a second home. I grew up in Dubai and we would go there on the weekends. And now even when I land, I'm like, it's a
does
city.
feel great.
And it's New York City, but in India.
That's what I tell people.
Oh, yeah.
It really felt like a second home when I went there.
Right?
Yeah.
It feels just normal to be there.
Also, fabulous cocktail bars in Mumbai.
The best.
Unbelievable.
Lined up, best.
Let's go. Lorgarita. What's a myth or urban legend you secretly find entertaining?
The Loch Ness Monster.
Oh,
I kind of want to go to Scotland and be like, is it real? Is it not?
yeah, Nessie's alive.
Nessie is alive.
And well. Does she hang out with the Bigfoot? Are they friends?
I don't know if I believe in Bigfoot.
Oh no.
Yes, Nessie.
Only one bit of lore at
lore.
a time. What is a hidden talent of yours?
I'm like, literally, I'm one of those women that will tell you all the good things I do, and I'm trying to make other women do the same. I think that we should all just like say out loud what we're good at.
Put it out there in
Yeah.
the universe.
Yeah.
Scream it.
Yeah, I don't have a hidden one.
Yeah.
I
I'm really
will
good
tell
at-
you all about it.
Yeah, I'm good at making boring situations fun. What are you good at?
Yeah, I've done that a lot.
Yeah.
I'm good at writing.
Nice.
I'm writing a movie. I'm writing a book. I'm writing everything.
Yeah, you're also really good at writing off the haters.
Yeah, very quickly.
Yeah, that is a skill set of yours. Tell me this, as somebody who has put herself out there so publicly, especially about like love and talking all about yourself, can you give us 1 or 2 really good tips for a date, especially sitting at a bar like this with somebody?
I think honesty. I think a lot of us want to be the bartender and like entertain them or make them feel good, but then you really just walk away with someone who likes you that you might not like.
Totally.
And that's my main piece of advice. Even I try to follow that. I find myself like wanting to people please and like make the person comfortable. And then like later I'm like, they didn't make me comfortable. They didn't care.
Totally.
So that's my advice for people.
Aparna, thank you so much for coming. As a dear friend of mine, it means a lot to share a cocktail with you at the bar.
Cheers. Thank you for having me.
Now you've learned how to make 3 different types of margarita, but there are so many other cocktails that are out there. Comment below on what you're looking to learn how to make, and it might turn up on the screen next time. I love to leave you with a toast.
Please.
Yes, all right? So be good to yourself and be kind to others. Let's keep in good health, and let's drink really well. Cheers.
Cheers.